welcome or welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristy and I'm an Australian polymer clay artist and crocheter. I make cute little polymer clay dragons like this one here, and I also crochet amigurumi plushies. It is Wednesday the 2nd of July and I'll be honest, I haven't been feeling very creative in the last couple of weeks, so I don't have a new progress video to share with you all just yet. Instead, I thought we might take a look at what I did actually make in the month of June and then what I'm hoping to get done this month. Before we do that though, if you did watch my last video, you may have noticed that we've got a little bit of a change of scenery behind me here. So I did end up replacing the bookshelf behind me and giving everything a much needed tidy and reorganize. And I did end up filming that process, kind of. So I'll pop that footage in at the very end of this video if you'd like to stick around and watch that. I did, however, after I finished organizing it, I did decide to do the exact same thing with my yarn. And I definitely regretted it in the moment, but now that it's done, I love it. Here's a little squiz of the new shelves, which I am absolutely in love with. If you'd ever like a little bit more of a tour of them, please let me know and I'd be more than happy to share. Little side note is I had to cake pretty much all of that yarn to fit it into that cupboard and I hated every second of it. So even though it looks really good, if you value your sanity, do not do what I did. So now on to what I made. The first thing that I made, which I could have actually made in May, I'm not 100% sure, is this little guy here, or not so little. This is Twilight the Baby Fury Dragon and the pattern is from KP Crochet Creations. So this little guy here is made from Cozy Cloud Cosmic Light from Pages Crochet and the eyes were hand painted by myself. I did make one of these as well as a Light Fury last year and I took both of them with me to Supernova and they were both snapped up very quickly. The Light Fury actually went home with Peter from Heavy Haberdashery and Peter had requested that I make a toothless version so he can have the both of them together. So this little guy here will be going home with Peter when I catch up with him later in the year at Supernova. So if you're not familiar with Peter, he is a plushie maker and makes all of his patterns available for free over on Patreon, and he also has a channel here on YouTube as well. He's currently working his way through making all of the dragons from the Wings of Fire series. I will pop a link to his channel down below if you'd like to go and check that out. So I actually have two of Peter's plushies here. I've got Sunny and Glory from Wings of Fire series, and I do eventually want to get all of the Dragonettes of Destiny because I just love them so much. They're so adorable and so soft. I highly recommend getting your hands on one of these if you ever get the chance to because I adore them. Editing Kristy here. Literally like 2 hours after I'd finished filming this vlog, Peter announced that he'd popped some plushies up on his Ko-fi shop. So I took a look and guess who was there? It was Clay. I had to adopt him so that Sunny and Glory can have another little friend. I believe there are still some plushies available, so I will pop a link to Peter's Ko-fi shop down below if you'd like to check them out. That's all from me. Back to the vlog. So the next thing that I made in June is this little guy here. This is Drake the Dragon from Mum's Stitch Eddy. I made this one in Cozy Cloud, Candy and Cosmic Light yarns from Pages Crochet. The eyes are also from Pages Crochet. I got them in her advent calendar last year. So this is the second pattern that I've made from Mum's Stitch Eddy. I made the Jackalope pattern last year and I absolutely adored that. They work up so quickly and they're so easy to follow. If you haven't had a chance to work on one of these patterns before, I definitely recommend you check them out. They're just a lot of fun. So the next few pieces that I'm going to share, you would have seen in my last video if you did watch that, where I was finishing up a bunch of whips. And the first one on that list is these little guys here. I've got 12 of these. It is the Stardew Dino from Crochet by Janina. These got snapped up at Supernova when I took them last year, so I've made a bunch more to take with me this year, and potentially if I get into Comic-Con as well, they'll be going with me there. I would like to try and make them in some other colours eventually, but I wanted to stick with the classic Stardew colours for the moment. But yeah, really adore this pattern. It's super cute and works up so quickly. Next up, I've got these 3 little duckies here. This is the Good Luck Duck pattern from Sweet Softies. It is a free tutorial here on YouTube. I'll pop a link to the video down below for you if you'd like to follow along and make one for yourself. So I ended up actually taking a few ducks with me to KaiCon earlier this year. It wasn't the same pattern as this one, but everyone seemed to love them. And I had a bit of yellow left over from those, so I thought, let's try something a little different, and I worked up those 3. And after I finished up those, I had a tiny bit of yarn left, so I made this little guy here. So this is the No Sew Chick pattern by Stitch by Faye. So next up, I've got these 2 little dice bags here. These are from Wonderland Patterns. I haven't weaved in the ends just yet, so please ignore that. But yes, we've got these 2 here. These are made with the Premier Hipster Cotton yarn. I don't remember which colorway, but if I find out, I'll pop it on screen for you. And last but not least, I have of course got the Mudkip Snuggler from Pebbles Crochet, which is this little guy here. I absolutely adore him. I'd love to make some of the other patterns that are available from Pebbles Crochet. So hopefully get a few of those done to take with me to Supernova as well. He's super cute. I love him. So this one is again made with Cozy Cloud Cosmic Light yarn from Pages Crochet, and the eyes were made by myself. So the last piece that I kind of made this month is a pottery piece. So this past weekend I went to the Craft Haven in Kippering here in Queensland, and basically you get to go there and pick out a pre-made pottery piece. It might be a statue, a bowl, a plate, a mug, you name it, and you get to paint them. So I actually went there this past weekend for my hens because I'm getting married later this month, which is really exciting. And I stupidly chose out one of the biggest, most ambitious pieces that they had, which was a big dragon, of course. And I severely underestimated how long it was going to take me to paint. I don't have a finished photo of it just yet because it's still sitting at the Craft Haven to be fired, but I did take a little photo of it before I left, which I'll pop here on screen. It's not great. I'm not proud of it, but I was rushing by the end of it, and I even had to end up getting one of my friends to awkwardly help me paint it at the same time as me so that we could get it done in time. But yeah, I had a lot of fun and I would definitely do it again. I just wouldn't choose such a big piece next time. So yeah, if you're in the area, highly recommend you check out the Craft Haven. It was just a lot of fun, really cool vibe, and just a great idea. I know there's a few places out there that do a similar sort of thing. I've never been to anything like that before, so it was very much a first for me. But yeah, a lot of fun. I've also been reading a bit as well, and I just recently finished this one here, which is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. This is book 4 in the Nevermore series. So if you're not familiar with Nevermore, it's about a young girl named Morrigan Crow who was born on Eventide, which is known to be the unluckiest day for a child to be born on. And she's essentially cursed and blamed for everything bad that happens, whether it's injury, illness, natural disaster, you name it. And everyone knows that children born on Eventide are doomed to die at midnight on their 11th birthday. When her birthday rolls around, however, she's of course whisked away by a mysterious stranger to a magical world called Nevermore. But to be able to stay in Nevermore, she needs to earn a place in an organisation known as the Wondrous Society. And to earn that place, she needs to compete in 4 dangerous trials against hundreds of other children. And the first book basically follows her as she competes in these trials. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you would probably love this series. I absolutely adore it, and I'll pop a link to the Goodreads page down below if you'd like to read more about it. I just remembered that I did actually make something else in June. So a little bit of a backstory. About a year or 2 ago, I did an art trade with Laura from Sweet Geek Handmade. So Laura makes paper roses and accessories from upcycled book pages, and she asked if I would like to do a trade, which I of course said yes to. So I made her a strawberry themed dragon, and she made me a paper rose with pages from one of my favourite books, which is Skullduggery Pleasant by Derek Landy. This is the rose that Laura made for me as part of our art trade, and isn't it just absolutely stunning? Thank you so much again, Laura, if you're watching this. I love it. So with all of my little dragons that I make, I actually make matching egg charms that go with the dragons. And Laura unfortunately did lose her egg charm, so she asked if I could make a new one. And when I did that, she asked if I could also make a matching pair of strawberry earrings. So I've made those and they have since been sent off to Laura. I'm not sure if I took any photos or videos, but if I did, I'll pop them on the screen now. But yeah, I think that is actually the first thing that I made in June. But anyway, let's now maybe have a look at what I'm hoping to get done this month. So the first thing that I'm hoping to get finished is this here, which is the Baby Night Dragon from Snugglebeans Crochet. This will be the standing edition. As you can see, I've obviously made the head so far, but I didn't have eyes big enough for him. So I had to paint those before I could keep going, which I have since done. I just haven't actually done anything with them just yet. So I think this will be the first thing that I want to finish off. Next up, I also need to finish this, which just looks like a bit of a blob at the moment, but this is going to be the Bigfoot pattern by Red Mills Crochet. I just need to attach his face and eyes and then make his arms and feet, and then he is completed as well, so he's almost done. So the next thing that I need to finish is going to be clay. I just need to add his back spikes. I don't know why I keep procrastinating and putting it off, but I am going to get him finished this month. I am determined. I will also try and film a bit of a polymer clay video when I finish him, and I might work on some of the other whips that I've got sitting there that have just been abandoned for ages. One of the other dragons that I had started sculpting ages ago that I just haven't continued with is Ember from Spyro A Hero's Tale, which is one of my favorite Spyro games. So I need to finish her off, and I think I've also mixed up the colors for and potentially started Zim from the Dragon Prince. So I might try and work on those and film those if I can to share with you. That is all I definitely want to finish this month. I'm not quite sure what else I'll do, so I'll just see sort of how the month goes and where it takes me. As I said, I am getting married later in the month. I'm not doing anything big, but I don't want to put any pressure on myself with all of that happening. So yes, we'll see how we go. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. I do apologize that it's a shorter one, but I don't have a whole lot to share at the moment, but there'll definitely be more things to come in the future. If you've enjoyed watching, please drop a like, and also don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more from me in the future. I don't actually know where I'm going to take this channel, so if there's anything specific you'd like to see from me, please let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to post whatever, whenever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye!